Welcome to episode number 4 and week number 2 of our Isle of Arran van life experiment. This time it's not just the two of us, we've also got all 3 dogs. As you can imagine, with all 5 of us, the van is pretty packed. And this made us even more concerned when I caught Danny trying to smuggle something into the back of the van. A bit more of an issue, to be fair. So, what are you doing?
Just putting the Hoover in.
The Hoover? We've got the Hoover. I'll put it in the little box up there. You are?
We haven't got this.
What Hoover? You're not bringing the house over. We haven't got space, man.
We've got this many dogs, it's going to be ridiculous. We're here, we're taking the Hoover.
We cannot take that.
We are.
Have you seen this? We're not taking that. It's
I
massive.
thought it was going to fit in here. I'll have to put it around the front.
There's no space.
I'll have to make space.
There's us, the normal stuff, plus 3 dogs.
The Hoover's coming. It's coming. I'm not leaving it.
She's winding me up there.
You want the dog to sleep in that?
No. I wouldn't get in with that. Never mind the
So
dog.
scared of it.
Aye, Rufus is terrified of Hoovers. We've got a very, very busy week ahead of us, but in this video we're going to go over our 5 favourite off-grid park-ups that are perfect for every single van, whether you've got a T6 all the way up to a massive motorhome. We've also got a wild card in there as well, which will be absolutely perfect and probably the best for some people, but it'll be absolutely useless for other people. So hang around till the end of the video to see if that wild card is indeed the perfect park-up for you, or whether it's no good whatsoever. After months of hard work, we're delighted to announce the release of our Isle of Arran travel guide. This guide includes all of the must-sees, the top things to do, the best places for food and drink, all of the off-grid park-up locations, all of the campsites, services for water and chemical waste disposal, and on top of that, every guide comes with our route plan and bookmark, sticker pack, and for the first time ever, not only do you receive our digital map counterpart, but you also receive a physical A3 map with every single order. To grab yourself a copy of this incredible little guide, click the link in the description. Now, while we wait for all the vans and cars to come off the ferry, I thought we'd report in with Danny, because obviously she's just took the dogs for a walk there. Danny was the optimistic one of the two of us. I'm very cynical, and I know that might not, to anyone that knows us, that might not sound like me. Believe it or not, I am. And I thought this was going to be a bit of a disaster with the dogs, because we never mix work, which is YouTube, with the dogs, because it's impossible. Danny obviously has been optimistic, but I feel like I can kind of see the optimism just draining out of her after walk number 1. £28.
It's a lot, Pop.
It's more than a lot, that. Is it nice, huh?
It was tasty.
Nice, chilled crossing. We went to the coffee cabin. First time we've been on there. It's like a old time capsule. I bet it was like proper trendy whenever they were built, whenever the ferry was built anyway, where now it's pretty dated. But tonight it is raining on Arran. Shock, it wasn't before we got on the ferry. But we're at our number 5 top spot of our favourite park-ups. And it might surprise you, this one, because it's not as ridiculous as some of the others. All sorted at the park up. We've took the dogs for a walk. Literally looks like it's like a sort of demon above your head. Done a little bit of hoovering.
Yeah, I told you we needed to bring the Hoover.
Done a little bit of fulfilling of orders. And while I was doing that, it occurred to us that I haven't really shown you what actually comes with the travel guides should you buy one. So these are the travel guides. We've got the Ultimate Scottish Road Trip, the NC 500 Improved, and we also have the Outer Hebrides travel guide. All 3 guides essentially come in our brand new packaging, which looks absolutely delicious. Inside this envelope come with this, which is a bookmark with your sticky page tab. So if you find something in the book that you desperately want to make sure you don't forget, pop that off, stick it on there. Maybe it's your top 5, that kind of thing. I'm not really going to give that away in here, but when you get one, have a little read of that. You also get this, which is our socials. In the brand new packaging, you also get these 2. So you get a light blue and dark blue sticker, and you also get a dark blue and orange sticker. Depending on which book it is that you order, also give you this. Now, these are a perfect Christmas present, mainly because obviously they're brilliant, and because they come pre-wrapped like this. So all you need to do is take them out of the envelope, drop that in a little gift bag, and it'll look like you've done it when really my wife's done it for you. These are available at the link in the description. That's that for the night. We're gonna sit and chill. I've got a little bit of work to do and then have an early night. We've got a very busy day tomorrow, so I'll show you this park up first thing in the morning, and then I'll show you 4 more plus our wild card. So you know when you come to your van and everything's all good and you're comfy and you think, I'm just gonna really chill tonight. Well, that's exactly what Woody decided to do tonight when he's just sitting there living the van life. Theo's there, Rufus there. So to summarise, we've got dogs and Danny taking up the seating area, dog stuff taking up the bench, and then the Hoover stuck there. And I'm crammed in this little corner, working my little fingers to the bone to provide you guys with a little bit of content while this little thing just chills. Getting all the love. Look at that man. He's absolutely shattered. It is the morning, and I don't know how well you can hear that, but it's proper bouncing down. It's bounced down literally all night. The ferries have been cancelled this morning because it's 40-45 mile an hour winds all morning till approximately dinner time. So the one from Ardrossan and Brodick has both been cancelled. We have got a dilemma though, Danielle. And what do you think that dilemma is?
Who's going to take it off the windscreen?
Not just that.
What?
Who's also taking the dogs for a walk? Because it's pointless 2 of us getting wet. So what I think we should do is we'll do a rock, paper, scissors to decide who takes the dogs out and takes the window blind off. Because it's pointless both of us getting wet.
Well, that's how it should be though. Shouldn't it? Teamwork.
Well,
Day one, and
do you want to make a deal?
On all the
Do you want to make a deal on this? And we'll go rock, paper, best out of 3. Are you ready? How we're gonna film? We need to film this. Let's set a camera up first. Oh, it's 1-0. This is a disaster already. Yes, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. The next one's the winner. Yeah! Take the little doggies out for a little walk.
So aren't you glad I brought the Hoover? Look at the floor. Mingin, you can Hoover while I'm out.
Not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever been happier to win a game of rock, paper, scissors in my life. That's the over and done. I can show you my new little contraption now. It's a portable espresso machine, right on cue. As you can see in the little cup there. I've done me over and I've got me espresso. I'm just gonna chill. And then as soon as I say, I pretend that I'm busy. How was it?
Brutal out there. It's the choppiest I've ever seen it.
Is it worse than it was last time?
No wonder that ferries are on today.
He's got dreadlocks and everything. Was it the Phones For You advert with Scary Mary? Yeah! Yeah! So this is number 5 in our top 5 list, and it's actually the part up at the ARRAN Mountain Rescue Centre, sort of headquarters thing. And as you can see, it's absolutely massive. So there's another van there, we're parked there. There was another 3 or 4 vans here last night. It's a beautiful little spot, not a load of scenery, which is why it does come in number 5, but in terms of space, it's level. It doesn't really matter what size van you're in, you're gonna be able to fit it in here. There's a little woodland there that you can't really do anything in, but there is a lovely walk normally down there which takes you to Brodick, but as you can see, it's pretty flooded. This one is top 5 because it's a utility. Whenever the weather's crap, whenever there's really bad wind, if your ferry's been cancelled and you need to get to Brodick quickly or anything like that, this is the park up where you want to come. It's sheltered, it's quiet, and it's very close to Brodick, so it means you can get there early doors if you need to for a nice early ferry. But this one, like I say, is number 5, well worth a stay, more so if you're in a big van as well. Look at the size of this. This one is park up number 4 in our top 5 list. And this one's in between Brodick, which is down that way, and Corrie, which is up that way. And currently it absolutely stinks because the weather and the wind has blown all the seaweed and all the waves and everything. And there's just flies everywhere. It's absolutely stinking. You got loads of swan just trying to chill there. I don't know how. Little birds everywhere. And I can only wish I could describe this smell to you. This isn't a park up you want to be staying in when the weather's like this, because the waves come up high over this and this will all get soaked. So I wouldn't suggest it, but in the summer months or when the weather's decent, nice little park up. Again, a good size. If you look at the size of it, for most vans, well, all vans really, unless you got some sort of American truck thing, like it's a big old size. And if you sort of park that way, I've just parked that way so we can get back out, park along there, you can fit 3 big vans in, maybe a couple of small ones as well. It's a decent size, and like I say, this one is number 4 on our list. So back in the van, we'll head round and we'll show you the next few. Just saying on the way around that, like, everything on a lot of the coastal bits are very low lying, like it's very close to sea level in a lot of parts where like everything's built up, but I didn't expect it to be that bad. So I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like the level that the water's at, if I just pull over here, I'll show you the level that the water's at, and then the road is so close, like very, very close. So whenever you're getting that sort of like wind with like waves and stuff, it's not going to take much and this just comes straight over. So a lot of Loch Ranza there is kind of underwater really. Where have we arrived at? Which one?
We've arrived at number 3.
Number 3, and you can't actually see Nipple Island today, but let us show you park up number 3. So this is it. So this is the one that is not far from Kildonnan. Now, it's a beautiful view normally, but obviously with the weather being the weather at the minute, you can't really see too much. But as you can see from up here, the park up is massive. You've got probably space for maybe 6 vans, decent sized ones as well, because obviously it comes all the way back. You got a little picnic table with a barbecue thing on there. Up there, you've got the walk, which takes you all the way up and actually goes all the way along to Whiting Bay. You've got the lighthouse on the island there, and like I say, Nipple Island. The rain is just starting to come down. There's a good phone signal and everything at this one as well, so that's fine, that's not an issue with that. And to be fair to it, all the plots are pretty much perfectly flat, which is great. Now it is starting to rain, so I'm going to jump back in the van. But this one is park number 3. I'm going to head round to the other side of the island where we see kind of my joint favourite, which is park up number 2. Well, that is proper flooded. The whole island's underwater. I feel like I'm in Atlantis at the minute. This side's a lot calmer than it is on the other side, but This side seems to be getting the brunt of all of the rain, which is up in the mountains, because obviously it runs off this way by the looks of it. So the little streams and rivers and everything is just completely swollen. This is the park up, the next park up, and I don't know if I'm really going to be able to drive down and show you, because I'm not sure how soaking and how wet all of this is. So let's have a little look first. If it looks like I'm not going to get stuck, then I'll take you down and show you our next park up. Coming in at number 2 on our list of our top 5 favourite park ups is this beautiful little spot. We actually stayed here on episode number 2 of this series, so if you want to go back and watch that one, we had a beautiful little night here. Sunset over there, absolutely gorgeous. Now this as a park up is perfect for basically anything, no matter how big it is. And yes, it looks like it's not going to be, but it actually is, and let us show you why. Now this park up here actually starts way back there, and you drop down off the road around here, and then you can drive all the way along, down this way, and back onto the road that way. So if you've got a big motorhome, it's pretty much fine. If you've got a little van, again, pretty much fine. Be mindful though that if there's other people that might want to get out, and if you sort of park on the edge, this little bit in here is a little bit boggy. So if it's soaking wet, that might be a little bit issue if there's a van parked here. But other than that, it's perfect. Now this one as well, even though all the roads around here are completely flooded at the minute with this weather, the main section, so this bit that you drive on, all the way down and all the way along, is basically bone dry. Once it gets in there, that's where it gets a little bit boggy, and you've got all of this to look at. You've got the sun setting, oh, well, not currently, but the sunset's there. You've got some mountains you can see in the background, all the way around you. This, in terms of being out of the way of different things and just the scenery around it, for me is actually my favourite. But in terms of just an overall, this one comes in at a very worthy number 2, but it could be number 1. As soon as you see this sort of old derelict barn type thing, that's when you know you're right next to the standing stones. And at this time of year, normally actually they stick out like a sore thumb, but the colours of the stones kind of blend in with the surroundings, so you might not immediately spot them, but you will spot these ones. So this is like a stone circle, which is just before the standing stones. The standing stones are actually down there. There's a couple of people there. We'll take you down and show you properly, but the valley and everything is so beautiful. And it was thought that these standing stones had some sort of magical power, because you may have seen on the news and on YouTube and stuff, there's a road in mainland Scotland where it seems like cars roll uphill. I'll put a link to it in the description if you haven't seen that. Now these standing stones, this stone circle here and the standing stones, point directly through the valley, which also points directly to where that hill is. It turns out it's just a bit of an illusion. It's not actually rolling uphill, it just looks like it is, but that was what it was initially thought was causing that in mainland, is like a magical pull from Macrimore that was pulling the cars uphill. Obviously that's not actually happening whatsoever, but it is a cool location. It's a lovely walk. Let's say if you've got dogs or you just want to get out and stretch your legs, it's about 1.5 miles each way, I think. So what, you're looking 45 minutes to an hour there and back in total. So this is the first standing stone. It's not the only one. There's actually some more just over there, which you might not be able to see very well. I will show you a little bit better as we get on. We've also got all of these in like a big circle. Now, I don't know if these were standing stones as well or not, but They're not standing now, but these things are absolutely massive. And to show you a rough idea of scale, I'm going to try and get Danny to hold the camera while she's got all 3 dogs. Now Aaron's doing what Aaron tends to enjoy doing at the minute, and all of that misty rain you can see there is working its way down the valley, so we are going to get soaked, so I need to be quick. These are the main standing stones. You've got the 3 big ones and 1 that's fell over. They're just a little bit further down from the other ones, and also over here, this is like another stone circle just further down the path. So this is the wild card, and although this looks absolutely spectacular, apart from the broken down co-op lorry, there's a good reason why it's a wild card, and some people will actually prefer this, and that is that you haven't got a signal here. Now, for us, it is a problem sometimes and it's not other times. It depends on what we're doing. If we've got work to do, it's a nightmare. If we haven't got work to do, it's not a nightmare because we just download stuff before we get there. But as you can see, the park up is huge. It's not particularly level, so you will need some sort of leveling ramps or something, but as far as scenery goes, when the weather's nice and you can see the mountain tops and stuff peeking through there, it's beautiful. And on top of that, you also get this. Now normally it isn't a raging torrent like that, not in the summer. This is actually the one when we came on one of our previous videos. There was a group of kids with like an instructor gorge walking up there. I think it's called gorge walking, but anyway, walking all the way up the top. You ain't doing that this time of the year. That is really swollen. I am going to try and get a photo of that because it actually looks well cool. But this walk that takes you all the way up and into the valley is stunning, especially in the summer. So it is a bit of a wild card, but if you are looking for a beautiful scenic backdrop and a nice remote feel, this is it. It can get windy though, because it's in the mountains. This valley, the wind blows down, but you'll get a ton of red deer down here. It's an absolutely gorgeous spot. For anyone who didn't already guess that this was going to be our number 1, you probably haven't seen any of our other videos on ARRAN, because this is where we park a lot of the time. So it's actually at Shiskane Golf Course. So there's the golf course, well, the clubhouse thing's there. You can get some lovely food in there if you want to as well. But the park up is big, so there's a lot of car parking spaces all the way around. That one's where we normally park because that one's actually level, or mostly level, so it's not too bad, where some of them are a little bit wonky. Now there's a beautiful walk along the beach up to the Drummerdoon Head, or Point, which is the corner, and round the back and all the way along to King's Cave. If you didn't watch last week's video, then we done that in last week's video, so go and watch that if you want to see that in a little bit more detail. But this one is our favourite park up on the entire island. You have a little walk into Blackwater Foot, go and have some food and drinks at the hotel. It's bloody gorgeous. This is nice to see the dogs utilising what I made them, and the fact that it hasn't fell apart already. What are you eating? They're mine.
I'm just trying your crisps.
You can't, man. You got your own. You got them bloody ribbon saucy twiglety things.
I know, but I was bored of mine, so I thought, well, I'll try yours. They're nice though.
Honestly, I hate sharing food. Like, if you want to order your own portion, that's fine. I'll buy twice as much as I have to, if that's what you want.
That's one of mine.
No, if I wanted some of yours, I would have bought a packet of yours. These are mine. This entire tube, or what's left of it. I hate sharing stuff, mate. Is it just me? Am I the only greedy person? But like for me, just buy your own packet. If that's what you want, great. Get some, because that's mine and that's what I want. Get some of yours. It's a nice sample. I like them. Can I actually have some now? Not bad.